Hello everybody, happy Tuesday. Hope you're doing very well. I'm fresh off a lovely Easter bank holiday in the UK, and I suspect probably a lot of places around the world. Very nice. The weather was decent at the beginning, and then as we got towards the end it started raining. Pretty typical, at least in the UK. But what we are going to be doing today is continuing with this little classic little shirt opening. Of course, last week didn't go quite as planned. It was a shirt that ultimately didn't end up in my collection, but hopefully the rest of them will be, because like I said, that would be quite an awkward email exchange once again. So let's just grab one and go for this one right here. Let's set that aside, and there it is. So it's quite a heavy duty package that it's arrived in. Got a lot of information and detailing regarding sizing. And we bring it around to the front, and that is the shirt there. Looking really cool. So we are going to be going back to the same country as we were last week, attempting once again to get a shirt for the collection. So we'll throw that away. I can put some cardboard. There we go. Here is the shirt. That's a rather interesting design and colour, isn't it? Orange and green. I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Orange and green. Anybody else? Nobody jumps out at me, to be honest. It is rather a unique colour scheme. So we've got some sponsors on the back, and then we've got a rather interesting sort of flowing design at the bottom, sort of going between those two colours of orange and green. Let's bring it around to the front and see if that continues or if it changes. So quite clearly it sort of flows from back to front also, and it's continuing using those same colours. Now it is a manufacturer of shirts that I have a couple at the very least, and it has the tags, which is great. It is medium in size, and everything is screen printed on there, which is not too unsurprising because, like it is with the general theme of this opening sort of set of 5 shirts, it's a cost-effective one, so they're always going to be rather shortcuts, I suppose you'd say, when it comes to the design. So don't be upset again, once again, if you're not too familiar with this particular club, because without knowing this shirt existed, I didn't know the club existed. So I'll do the usual thing, dress the mannequin, and I'll explain to you a little bit about this shirt and the club. Rightio then, there is the shirt with its extremely interesting and unique colour scheme. When it comes to the sizing, if anybody is going to be interested in picking one of these up, it is a medium. It does say a 38-inch chest, pit to pit on this one, but as you can clearly see from the mannequin, it's quite tight-fitting, so if you would be usually interested in getting a size up, this is definitely one I would recommend. There's a little bit of give in the material, but it's not loads. It's not like a Kappa shirt. It's going to be, you can't really stretch it out too much. So just something to bear in mind if it is one you are going to be picking up. But who is this club? Well, at best, I'm going to say it's Srinidhi Deccan. And this is their home shirt from 2022, 2023. So, 3 seasons old now. Of course, bought from Classic Football Shirts, and it cost me £11.99. This was following 20% off. Great price that is. That's like a throwback to when I started collecting 10 years ago. At the time of recording, you can still buy in all sizes, so that's an option for you there. Obviously, you have to pay £14.99. Imagine spending all that money, eh? I think also they have an away shirt also, but at the very least they do have this home one. When it comes to the club, they were founded in 2015. I was just trying to check if it was on the crest, but it isn't there. So they're a relatively young club, but there's a lot of young clubs now in India as they're trying to sort of push the sort of sport and try and find themselves on the world stage. They come from the city of Hyderabad, which is the 4th largest city in India. So of course we are back once again in India. They play in the 2nd tier, so it's not too bad. And to be honest, the current season's only just finished, and they finished in 9th place, which is towards the bottom. So no relegation, but certainly not a great season, especially considering last season they finished in 2nd place. So, I think there's only one place that does get promotion. It's one of those sort of league systems. So they're going to probably hope next year they're going to be able to rebound and try again to the top tier. Now, they actually only started playing football in the 21-22 season. So before that, I think they'll play like a age level, sort of under 16s, whatever it is. So they've only actually technically been playing men's sort of football for only a few seasons, and they've all been in the 2nd tier. So considering that they've been doing okay, 2nd and whatnot, that's pretty decent for a relatively young club. It is a Nivea shirt, which I have at least one of the Indian team, and I think the team from Bhutan that I have was a Nivea shirt. It's just what it is. It's very sort of cheap and cheerful. You've got the League patch, which again is got screen printed into the material. But the benefit, of course, that is it's generally not going to sort of stick or crack or sort of tear or sort of fade. It's just quite an easy one to store away. It's relatively simple in regards to characteristics, other than this sort of interesting design, which I'm sure probably does represent possibly something that they're going to claim it to be. But other than that, there's not really much else going on. But it's a great colour scheme. And yeah, one that I'm very, very pleased to add to my collection. My Indian collection is slowly growing. I don't know how many I've got now, maybe 8 now. It's not too bad, that, I suppose. Eagle-eyed people may have seen behind me that the layout's changed slightly, and you might think, oh, there's not as many boxes up there. Have you got rid of them? No, I've not got, trust me, I've not got rid of them. They're actually over there now. I've been playing around with the setup. So the colour scheme, that lovely backdrop that I've pretty much had since I started doing YouTube, has had to go because it is so difficult for me to find football shirts now that if I have to go and grab one, I don't. Is it going to be with all the red shirts? Is it going to be over here? Is it going to be in another room? It was just a bit of a nightmare, specifically if I was doing like a TikTok live or something and someone was asking for some shirts to look at and I don't know where it is. So what I've done now is I've categorized them so it's a little bit easier for me. So for instance, this rail's got all the African shirts. This one's got sort of European countries that I've got a few in. So they've got Greece and Belgium and Turkey, etc. Behind that, we've got the Dutch and the French ones. And then next to that, we have Germany and then Italy. Over there, we've got Spain and then the other sort of UK, Ireland, and Scotland and Wales shirts. So they're a little better sort of organised. It's still not perfect because I don't have infinite amounts of space. So ironically, doing that has actually freed up a little bit of space in this room because I've got a few more of those 2-tiered ones. I'll do another video at some point once I've got everything properly laid out just to show you what it looks like. But it looks pretty good because now all the shirts are hung up. There's no those weird random boxes, the small ones that I used to keep them in, which I'm kind of pleased with because I was opening those up and some of them had slightly started to stick together because you folded them up. So the sponsors have started to peel a little bit. So something to bear in mind if you are storing your shirts sort of folded up or something. If anything, maybe try and figure out some greaseproof paper or something to stop it from sort of joining together. Because specifically, if you don't get them out much, you know, you might leave them there for a year or two, and then suddenly you oh dear, start peeling them apart, and then it's too late. It's already transferred across. Just something to bear in mind. But there we go. Very bright and beautiful shirt to start off the week. Hopefully that's a sign for the weather to come. On Friday, I'm going to show you something that's really cool that's recently been released and recently was delivered. It's not necessarily one for the collection, but it's one that I'm still rather happy to own because it kind of fits in with a small little niche thing that I seemingly have started to do. But that's it, guys. I hope you have a great week ahead. Thank you as always for watching my videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.